America's battle of the ages. We're going across straight now to these pictures that are coming in of celebrations, essentially. All right, let's take a look at these pictures coming in of, we will be in fact getting in more details in a moment from now, but we're telling you about Donald Trump there leading in 230 electoral votes and Kamala Harris in 210. Trump has won swing state North Carolina and has taken lead in most swing states. These are pictures coming in from Florida right now. I'll be getting in more details in just a few seconds on what these pictures are, but these are pictures coming in from Florida of security being tightened. All right. Pictures of celebration coming in from the Republican camp. That's Geeta sending us those pictures, who's on ground zero from the US in Florida, where Trump supporters are celebrating. Visuals are from Florida, where Donald Trump voted early today, and celebration in the Trump camp has broken out. He's won the swing state of North Carolina, that's been called, and has taken the lead in most of the swing states. He's won Texas, he's won Ohio, Nebraska, North and South Dakota, among others in the presidential elections. We also have pictures, and we'll put that out in a moment, of Trump reaching the Mar-a-Lago club, where he's set to celebrate the election results so far. Tesla chief Elon Musk, his most vociferous supporter, was the first one to reach the venue. On your screen, these are pictures coming in from Florida, where the Republicans are celebrating as the elections are now becoming clearer, giving a clear lead to Donald Trump in most of the states. Democrat Kamala Harris has captured New York, though, also New Jersey, Illinois, Delaware, and Rhode Island, also Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Maryland, among others. Trump supporters, Republicans, are in fact celebrating. I'm going to go straight across to my colleague Rahul Kanwal, getting in more details on that. Rahul, celebrations are broken out in the Trump camp, as we can see in these pictures, because I think we're getting a fairly clear picture about which way the wind is blowing right now, isn't it?
There's not just a wind that's blowing, there's a Trump tufan that's blowing through the United States. I'll take you through the latest numbers to give a sense of where this election stands. At this point in time, the New York Times predicts that there's a 91% chance that Donald Trump will be president of the United States once more. His total tally in the Electoral College could end up at 302. 302, remember, it was Grover Cleveland back in the 18th century, in 1897, who was the last man to win after losing one election. Not since 1897 has anybody won after losing one election in the middle. So Donald Trump is set to break history. 302 is where he's likely to end up. 91% chance of Donald Trump winning. I want to give you a sense of the votes that have been counted and where things stand. At this moment, of the votes that have been counted, 51% of the popular national vote has gone to Donald Trump. 47.3% vote for Kamala Harris. That's a 4% gap almost between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, suggesting, quite unlike what the polls were suggesting, which was saying it's a 1% gap, or that'll be a very narrow gap nationally. Donald Trump quite comfortably in the lead. I have some more very insightful visualizations to show you, because a lot of the sense was that it would be in rural counties that Donald Trump would do well, which he has. If you look at small cities and rural areas, and so far there are voting trends for 1568 small cities and rural areas out of the 2,306. There's been a vote share swing in favor of the Republicans to the extent of 4.5%. So this has happened in small cities and rural areas. These are Trump counties and Trump bastions. However, even in core urban counties, we've got trends for 34 out of 68 counties so far. There's a big swing in favor of Donald Trump, 9.1%. So he's not just winning in the rural areas and the small cities, he's winning in core urban counties as well. Also in major suburbs next to the big cities. a 6.9% swing in favor of Donald Trump in comparison with the last election. In the medium-sized metros, a 5.2% swing in favor of the Republicans. What this suggests is that he's not just winning in the rural areas, which is what the polls had initially predicted. He's also doing well in the suburbs. He's doing well in the core urban counties. So where could this potentially end up? I want to give you a sense of where things stand. Remember, last time Joe Biden won 303 electoral college votes. He needs 270 to win. Donald Trump last time had 235. At this moment, Donald Trump is already at 248, so he's crossed his tally from the last time. The Democrats are at 213. Georgia and North Carolina have gone towards the Democrats, and therefore, at this moment, you've got 262 for Donald Trump versus 226 for Kamala Harris. 262 for Donald Trump means he's only 8 away from the magic finishing line. There are some more insights I want to show you, because this is to do with the 7 battleground states. In that big state of Pennsylvania, with 86% of the vote already counted, Donald Trump is at 50.9% of the vote versus Kamala Harris at 48.2% of the vote. So in that crucial state where Kamala Harris made such an effort in trying to go and mobilize voters, you've got Donald Trump leading. I want to come now to Arizona. In Arizona as well, again, look at the narrowness of the margin. 50% versus 49.2 for Kamala Harris, but a 0.8% lead for Donald Trump with about 55% of the vote counted. I want to come to Georgia, which has already been called in favor of Donald Trump. 95% of the vote counted there already. 51% of the vote cast for Donald Trump versus 48.5%. With the narrowest of margins, Kamala Harris trailing Donald Trump in the important battleground states, which is why Donald Trump could end up beyond 300, 51.2. So when you see the end results, see if Donald Trump ends up 300 par and Kamala Harris is at 235, it looked like a big election. But when you actually come to the crucial battleground states and compare the gaps, 2%, 3%, that's the kind of gap there is. This is North Carolina, which has been called in favor of Donald Trump, 51.2 versus 47.6. Michigan, 50.9 versus 47.1 for Kamala Harris. Wisconsin, 51.2 versus 47.4. These are narrow margins. Nevada yet to be counted, one of the states that are still left. But if you look at the swing, this will give you a sense of, remember, in Alaska and Nevada, votes are yet to be counted. In the other states, we have some trends. What these red arrows do, if you can see them on your screen, suggest where votes have gone in favor of the Republicans. Those are marked out in red arrows. Where votes have gone in favor of the Democrats, those are marked out in blue arrows. The lightness shows the less swing, the darkness shows the big swing. This suggests what a sweep election this has been. This has not been in the end result in a tough, close election. This has been quite a big sweep election in favor of Donald Trump, where the data seems to be suggesting that there's been a big movement of votes from the last time to this time in favor of Donald Trump. And remember, when 74% of the voters in the United States said they were unhappy with the direction their country was going in, that suggests a very high level of anti-incumbency, with 3 in 4 voters saying they don't like the job that the Democrats have done over the past 4 years.